Well, a buyer has three components. And when you're meeting with them, whether it be on the phone, whether we're doing it on Zoom, or whether you're meeting them face to face, you need to have these three things answered. Hi, are you a real estate agent struggling in this market right now? Have you been licensed for a while and still trying to figure out how to get the job done? Well, my name's Mark Leader, 39-year veteran of the real estate industry, and I'm going to share with you right now a guaranteed formula that I'll stake my reputation on, that I guarantee that if you apply this formula, you're immediately going to increase your business. Now, some of you are going to say, well, what kind of formula is Mark talking about? Well, I'm talking about a formula that has been proven by tens of hundreds of thousands of salespeople. The formula could be what I might call the best kept secret in the real estate industry. And if you do these three things that I'm about to share with you, I will guarantee you that each week, each month, and each year in your real estate business, you make this the foundation, you will generate an above average income, and you will have more peace and quality and time in your life. So what is this formula? Well, I call it the success formula, and there's three parts to it. The first part is you got to focus on bringing in one saleable listing a week. You are in the business of bringing in listings. Don't worry about selling anything. Remember that movie Kevin Costner was in called The Field of Dreams? If you build it, they will come. It's the exact same thing in the real estate industry, gang. The salesperson that has the most listings is going to generate the most amount of money. The agents that have the most listings are the ones that are going to have the most peace and balance in their life. The agent that has the most listings is going to have the best cash flow, so they can have better marketing plans. So the first thing first of the formula is you have to bring in one saleable listing a week. Part two to the formula then is you got to learn to separate your looker from the buyer. You know, a lot of people say, well, Mark, how can I separate a looker from a buyer? What does a buyer look like compared to a looker? Well, a buyer has three components. And when you're meeting with them, whether it be on the phone, whether we're doing it on Zoom, or whether you're meeting them face to face, you need to have these three things answered. The first one is you got to make sure that they've got money. So you don't work with a buyer unless you get them pre-approved, gang. They got to have mucho dineros, greenbacks, pesos, also known as the Canadian dollar today. The second thing they've got to do is they got to have some motivation. If they've got money and no motivation, they're lookers, not buyers. And they've got money, motivation, and then they've got to have urgency. So when you're talking with the buyer, if they've got urgency and motivation but no money, they're lookers, not buyers. If they've got money and some urgency, but they're not really motivated, oddly enough, they would be lookers. So to separate your lookers from the buyers is that they've got to have money, they've got to have motivation, they've got to have urgency. We stay in touch with our lookers and we work our buyers. And the third part of the formula is this, is show and sell your listing and your company listings. Why? Well, it's easier to set up appointments. Along with that, negotiations are easier. If you go to closing and there's an issue on the closing, generally speaking, two agents that work in the same office get along better and will have an easier, more cooperative way of getting the deal closed. So to recap, gang, you want to make more money in the real estate industry for 2025? You want to do it in less time? You want to have more fun? Put the formula in place. Bring in one listing a week, separate the looker from the buyer, show and sell in-house inventory first or your own listings first. If you've enjoyed this time with me, please hit the like, subscribe, and share button and move on to the next video. I'm Mark Leader. And remember, listings are the name of the game.
Please subscribe below to receive all the videos and let us know what you think. We'd love to hear from you. I'm Mark Leader. See you soon.